Okay, so in the previous video, we started to show you how you can create a Facebook lead generation advert, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to finish off the advert, and what we're going to do specifically in this advert is create the actual advert. So the previous video was about creating the campaign objective and creating the advert set, so targeting the right people and setting the right goals and all that and the right budgeting and all that kind of stuff. Now we are going to create the advert, and we're going to create a few different variations of that advert as well. And I'm going to show you how you can do that in this video. And obviously, keep in mind that the advert we're creating is for a lead generation campaign. So the first thing to do is select the Facebook page. So let's select the profitable firm, since that's who we are using. You can also select an Instagram page if you have an Instagram account. If you don't have an Instagram account, don't worry. If you selected automatic placements, or if you selected to show your adverts on Instagram, which is what we did in this case, you don't actually need to have an Instagram account. Facebook can still show you adverts for your Facebook page on Instagram, so that's pretty cool. So don't worry too much if you don't have one, but if you do have one and you want to use it, you can just select here and choose it if you wanted to. So what I want to do now is, first of all, I want to create the advert for this landing page. So the first thing I'm going to do is select the URL and copy that, and I'm going to paste it in here. This is the URL that we want people to go to. So it will automatically pull in some text and images and things like that. And what I want to do first actually is change the images. So if you remember correctly, that Facebook doesn't really allow you, or doesn't want you to post any images with too much text. So you can see here that the image that they've pulled straight from the website just has too much text pretty much everywhere. So I know that Facebook isn't going to actually allow that to go live, so I'm just going to delete that. And I'm going to upload a few different images, which hopefully will get accepted. And just keep in mind, sometimes Facebook, even though you might think the image doesn't have text, Facebook uses automatic software to determine if it has text or not, and sometimes it can get it wrong. Sometimes you might think, oh, but there's hardly any text in here, but Facebook will still say there is, so just keep that in mind as well. So I'm going to upload 3 images that I want to use, and the reason I'm uploading 3 images in one go is because I want to create 3 different advert variations. So you don't have to do this, you don't have to create 3 images right now. You can just upload 1 image, and in the future, after you've created the advert, you can go into the Power Editor and you can create 3 different images. But to save some time, you can also do it from this step. So I just wanted to show you a little shortcut that you can actually upload 3 images here. And you can see here it will say 1 of 3 adverts, so we have 3 different adverts that we can use. And also something interesting has happened. You can see that here that for this image it's showing up as too much text, even though there isn't really that much text in the image. There's just really 1 word, but I think what Facebook is doing, it's reading the numbers and the dollar signs and all these sort of symbols. I think it's reading it as text automatically, which is why it's not going to be as effective. So Facebook usually warn you when that happens, so that's good that they've warned us. So Facebook won't really show the advert to as many people, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this, and I'm just going to keep these 2 adverts, which as you can see here don't really have any text, and no warning messages or anything have come up, so they should be fine to use. In the future I can always add another image if I wanted to, so that's fine, but for now I'm just going to use 2 different images as part of the variation. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So now what I want to do is create the headline. So at the moment, obviously, it doesn't make sense. It just says 29 content ideas for. So I'm just going to copy and paste the title of the landing page here. So hopefully that should update. So there we go. So that's in there now. And so let's see what else I want to change. So we have the text at the top. So yeah, that definitely needs to be changed. There's 2 ways that you can really create text here. You can do short text, so just like a line or 1 or 2 lines, or even a few words, and you can also do long text. So the long text, you can just go into a bit more detail as to what value people would get by clicking on the article or clicking on or going to the landing page. So each campaign is different, each target audience is different, and you really need to test what will work best for you. I normally tend to test longer text first, just to see how that goes. That's not just a rule that I always do. It tends to be most of the time I do that. So in this case, I'm going to test the longer text. So I'm going to use what information or what text there is on the landing page to help me basically create the adverts. So let's see what we can do here. And I'm going to obviously show you how I would do it. so you can copy and use the same principles for yourself. So I'm just copying the headline there. Struggling for what to share. I don't really want that all in caps, so I'm going to rewrite that. So struggling for what to share in your accountancy firm. Actually, I think I'll do struggling for what content to share in your accountancy firm. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, cool. So so now I'm going to just have a look and see what else I can use. So there's some nice bullet points here that we can use, so that's cool. So let's put, you have a website but you're not publishing fresh content regularly. You set up a few social media accounts but got stuck on what to share. And you find yourself telling clients and prospects the same thing over and over again. And if any of these are true, you can use the 29 ideas to create brilliant new content. Easy peasy. Awesome. So I'm just going to add some dashes for these bullet points, because you can't really do bullet points, so dashes is a good alternative. So I'm going to add that in now. So there we go. So let's see how it reads. Struggling for what content to share in your accountancy firm? You have a website but you're not publishing fresh content regularly. You set up a few social media accounts but got stuck on what to share. You find yourself telling clients and prospects the same thing over and over. If any of these are true, you can use the 29 ideas to create brilliant new content. Easy peasy. Alright, so let's leave it like that for now. In the future, we're going to test and see what works, and we'll show you how we do those tests, and we'll show you the results. And I have no idea what kind of results we're going to get, as we haven't advertised this sort of content before, and you're going to be able to see exactly how we do it and see behind the scenes in everything we do, which is really cool. And you'll be able to see what kind of results we get, and if it works, then great. We have something that we can then scale up and increase the budget and get even more leads. And if it doesn't work, then no worries. We can either test something else, we can change the message, change the targeting, or we can just send something else as content or something that we could use as a lead generation campaign. If your advert, when you're doing this for yourself, doesn't work, don't get too downhearted. Just remember that if it doesn't work, the reason is usually one of two reasons. Either number one, the targeting is not as good as it could be, or number two, the message that you're getting in front of people just isn't something that they're really interested in. So you need to keep those two things in mind, and just think, what could it be in your case? And remember, if it does work, then great, you can then scale it up and get even more leads through Facebook. So you'll never know if it will work or it won't unless you try it. So definitely try setting up a lead generation campaign and to see if it works for you. And you don't have to spend too much money. You saw in the beginning that we just put £5 a day as what we're going to test and spend on this. So you can do something similar if you wanted to as well. So for the call to action, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to change that to download, because this is actually something people can download as a PDF. So I'm going to leave that as download. And then for the news feed link description, at the moment it says, at the moment what it says isn't really related to the article. That's something else. So I need to change that. So let's see what I could change it to. So I haven't used this text yet, so I could use it here. So I'm just going to paste that in here and see how that looks. Generate new ideas with our content guide. See if there's anything else I could potentially use. I might do generate new ideas with our content guide for, now we've already got accountancy firm here, so I'll leave that as it is. Okay, I'll just leave it like this. Generate new ideas with our content guide. Okay, cool. I might change that a bit later on. I can always edit this at any point in the future, and so can you. So just keep that in mind if you think of something better. So I'm going to leave it like this for now, but I do think there's something better I can do, and I'll probably come back and change that relatively soon. But for now, just so we can continue on with creating the advert. So that's all good. Then pixel tracking should be on by default, because obviously we're tracking how many conversions we get. So that's cool. So there we have the advert. So we have two different advert variations, and because we selected automatic placements in the advert section, we have basically different places that the advert will appear across Facebook and Facebook's partners and Instagram and places like that. So that's really cool. So let's test that out and see what happens. So the final step is just to click on place order, and then you should be ready to go. Okay, so the order has been placed, and then now it's over to Facebook for them to review it, and they should accept it. There's no reason why they shouldn't. Then let's click on continue, and it will take you back to your Facebook business manager page, where you can see the adverts you've created. So you can see the advert we just created now. So if we click on that, it will have the different advert variations. So here's the adverts here, the two different adverts we've created with the different images. So that's all good, all looking good. I'm actually going to go back to our campaign and just show you that if at any point you want to turn it off, you can just click on this button here. You can click on it very easily to turn it off and on. If you want to pause the campaign or stop it for any reason, if you want to change your budget, if you want to decrease it or increase it, you can do that here just by clicking on that pencil icon. Really easy to do. And whenever you get a lead, it will actually show up in this section here where it says results. So Facebook will track how many leads you generate automatically for you, so you don't have to worry too much about it. So that's really cool as well. And it will tell you how many people you get in front of, how much it costs, and everything you need to know. So we will have another video on that once we have some more data to let you see what kind of results we're getting. So hopefully that helps. And make sure that you do this for yourself as well as soon as you can, because this is an excellent way to start generating leads for your own accountancy firm.